What is going on, family and friends? This is being live streamed into our Facebook group. So if you're watching this on the live, drop live below. And if you are not live, then definitely pop a hashtag replay either on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you're watching this. I want to take just a second to go into something that happened today. I had a client in the morning today, Monday, and we were talking about eating out at restaurants. Okay, so a lot of times something that happens when people come in or are looking for coaching or are curious about what it would be like to work together. A question that always comes up is, well, James, how the hell am I going to eat out and still be able to stay on track on the goals that I have? How am I going to be able to not just eat chicken, broccoli, and rice and actually hit the goals that I have aesthetically, compositionally, strength, performance, without taking PEDs, without taking semaglutide, without taking, all kind of extreme measures? How am I going to get there? And so it kind of sparked a deeper conversation around underreporting calories. Something that I see a lot is a lot of clients will overreport exercise and underreport caloric intake. And it leads us to this place where we have a false sense of security in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And so it almost puts us in a position where because we're counting incorrectly and because we're counting in a way that gives us confidence that we're doing what we need to be doing, we're often extremely shocked when we look up and we're like, yo, the scale is 5 pounds heavier. Yo, my composition is not what I thought it was going to be at this point in this time. I've been doing my steps. I've been, hitting my 3 workouts a week. I've been eating just like you say when I'm at home. And so it was funny because this client this morning, it was just a belief shift. It was just let's unpack what you're doing. And so what happened was we were talking about tacos specifically. So going to a Mexican restaurant and eating guac, eating tacos, eating fajitas and what have you. And she said, I limited myself to 8 chips. I limited myself to 8 chips and guacamole on every single chip, but only 8 chips. Didn't have any more than that. And I was like, hey, that's awesome. How did you enter that into my FitnessPal tracker? She doesn't use my FitnessPal. I forget. I'm blanking on the name of the tracker that she uses, but I was like, how did you enter that? And she was like, oh, I just put an 1/8 of an avocado. Okay, this type of thing can be the exact reason why we're further off from our goals than we believe that we should be, than our expectation produces that we should be at this point in time on our journey, because we're underreporting things. It's super easy to report things correctly when you're at home, when you can measure it, when you can look at it, when you prepped it, when you know what went in it. It's very difficult to do when you're eating out and about, when you're eating fast food, when you're eating in a regular restaurant. You have no control over what oil they cook in. You have no control over what's actually in it, outside of allergens. Most people are not willing to step up and ask how something's prepared. And this is no slight on this client by any stretch. This is something that my male and female clients do all day, every day, from a variety of backgrounds. But she said that she entered the guacamole as an 1/8 of an avocado. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see a cup of or a bowl of guacamole, I wouldn't, my first thought is not that, hey, this is 1 avocado. More realistically, it's probably 4 to 6 avocados plus some other things, right? Salt, pepper, some diced tomatoes, maybe some other things in there, some juice, some lime juice, and whatever else that somebody puts in there. But the difference between reporting an 1/8 of an avocado and reporting 2 avocados is pretty large when we're talking about caloric intake. Now, I won't go down a rabbit hole around, understanding fat, but just understand that, calories in general, as it pertains to fat, are going to be double per gram of fat, basically double of what it is for protein and carbs. So think about this: 9 calories per 1 gram of fat and 4 calories per 1 gram of protein or carbs. So you can honestly overeat unintentionally pretty easily. So going back to us being at a Mexican restaurant and why this matters, eating guacamole is not a problem by any stretch of the imagination. You shouldn't run from guac. You shouldn't run away from chips. You shouldn't run away from enjoying time with your friends and family. But you should have an awareness of what you're ingesting, the caloric intake of it, relatively speaking. And if that takes you towards your goals, more towards or more away, because it's really only going one way. You're not going to necessarily have something like that. Hey, it's going to be even keel, right? It's going to be right there in the middle. It's moderate. It's not going to do any benefit or any harm. And it's not to say that avocados are going to hurt your body at all, because I don't believe that to be true. I don't think we should be, fear mongering around food groups, but I do think that we should be intentional about calories in, calories out, because while it is not God, calories in, calories out is not God, it is a great measure to be looking at when we're trying to, take care of the things that are within our control there. So underreporting, you can't account for the oil on the animal protein that is at a Mexican restaurant or another restaurant. You can't account for whatever else they're putting in stuff. You can't account for how it was processed. You can't not account for what it was touching, what it got blended in with. But what you can do is you can always ask for grilled, baked, or steamed, right? You can always order a larger portion of protein. You can always have leafy and green veggies. You can always have more veggies, just regular veggies that are non-leafy and green. And you can always avoid the fats if you want, to the best of your ability, right? You can intentionally not order dietary fats because you have no idea what stuff is cooked in. Now, does that mean that that's best for your goal? I wouldn't say so. I don't know your goal. I mean, this is kind of a blanket statement here with what we're talking about. But the important thing is the awareness, the understanding, the overall ability to choose. Do I want this appetizer? Do I want this dessert? Do I want to ingest this extra dietary fat? Do I want these extra calories, or do I not? Not let me eat it and then think that it's an 8 when it's really 4 whole, right? That caloric difference is massive. And that could be the difference of you being a pound down, if you're doing that consistently, a pound down a week. That could be the difference between that and being a pound and a half up every week. So keep in mind that this is not just about avocados. This is not me demonizing Mexican food. I think that you should go out and enjoy what you want to do and figure out what fits into the macros that you want to hit, or what fits into the calories that you're allotting for yourself, or hell, what fits into you just eating because you want to eat. All good. If you're looking for fat loss, if you're looking for muscle building, if you're looking for a recomposition, you got to be aware conceptually of what can happen in these kind of scenarios. So realistically, that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for awareness. I'm looking for you to be the best that you can be with the information at your fingertips. We are here to help. And don't go underreporting those avocados. It could be the difference between you being on track or you being off track. But also eat the damn avocado if you want. Hope that's helpful. If you're watching this on the replay, hit #replay wherever you're seeing this. And if you are not and you're watching it live, beautiful, comment #live below. And I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Y'all have a great night. Peace.